Ooh, this is not going to be a fun video. I'm going to have to give you a trigger warning before I even start this video. There's a huge book community online that I'm not a part of, and I would like to be a part of it, because sometimes I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling. I see the most relaxing videos about people explaining what their favorite books are, and it's called Book Talk. Last week I was in line for something in Vegas, and I was talking to somebody in line about how I enjoy Book Talk so much and I really want to read more. And she suggests this app called book clubs. And a lot of the people on this app are sharing their book recommendations and sharing their favorite booktubers. And one of those people is Daniel Green. Daniel Green has 551,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he's a booktuber. As far as I can tell, he's probably one of the more popular booktubers. Just look at his background. You can tell that he's an expert in the field. So many books. But yesterday, somebody came out online and said that Daniel Green, this booktuber, sexually assaulted them 2 years ago in Las Vegas. And after he did it, sent them a cease and desist letter.
Hi guys, 2 years ago, YouTuber Daniel Green threatened to wipe me off of social media. So if I disappear, you'll know who did it. If this behavior occurs again, action will be taken against you to block you from all social media platforms. We will take action to remove your site and prevent you from further posting.
So this is Naomi King. Naomi King is an actor, an author, musician, a digital and tattoo artist. They have 13K on Instagram and have a YouTube channel with 132K. So Naomi was brave enough to post this video on Instagram and on YouTube about a situation that happened 2 years ago that was being swept under the rug. The video is 30 minutes long, and I'll link it down below if you want to watch it in its entirety. But I'm gonna go through it right now because it's important that people know how much of a creep this guy is. So in June of 2023, Naomi posted a video, and the video was called A Conversation About Manipulation, Consent, and Assault. It only has 7,000 views, but the video was a vague story and example of assault without actually implicating anybody. There were no names in the video, nobody was confirmed, but there was no telling who Naomi was speaking about in this instance.
About 2 months ago, I had a friend turn out to not be a friend because he did shit I didn't want, he coerced me, all that.
8 days after that video was posted, Daniel Green's lawyer demanded that they take down the video within 24 hours or face a lawsuit. Remember, Daniel Green wasn't named in that video, but Daniel Green's lawyers sent the cease and desist.
It was a general video on, just a discussion of consent and assault and all that. In it, I gave a very brief and vague personal example. I said that I had a friend turn out to not be a friend, and that he assaulted me, and that I had been in contact with a person who said he assaulted her. Again, I did not identify who I was talking about at all. I did not say what this person's name was. I did not describe what they looked like. I did not describe where they lived, where they were from, what they did for work. Nothing. 8 days later, I received a cease and desist from Daniel Green's lawyer, threatening me with a lawsuit, demanding that I take that video down in 24 hours, or they would sue me for slander and defamation. They would bury me under legal fees, and they would wipe me off of social media. Again, I never said that that video was about Daniel. Not once. I never identified who it was about. I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. Daniel knows that. In fact, that was something that I said to his lawyer. I told his lawyer, I go to Vegas often to get tattooed. Daniel knows that. If he thinks that video's about him, that just says something about how he views his own behavior. So I did not take that video down. They gave me 24 hours, or they would sue me. I never heard back from his lawyer, despite the fact that I asked her a direct question. She called him a medical professional. As far as I know, I don't think he's a doctor. I'm assuming that was a typo.
What probably happened was that Daniel Green decided to find a random lawyer online. The lawyer didn't even type up a new cease and desist, but instead just Control F, replaced the names, because Naomi says that the cease and desist kept mentioning Yelp.
If she hadn't known what this was about, she would have thought it was a cease and desist in regards to a bad review on Yelp for a doctor. Because they brought up Yelp like 8 times. They didn't want me talking about him ever again. But again, I never said that video was about him.
Then Naomi talks about the encounter in Vegas and shows a lot of the text exchanges and goes into great detail. So once again, trigger.
After what he did to me in Vegas, I reached out to his partner. Because I needed her to know that what had happened, I didn't want. I needed her to know that he was sober and wide awake. Fucking done crying about this shit. He was sober and wide awake, and I was half asleep and on drugs. Which he knew. I had arrived in Vegas in the morning, and I spent 420 just getting baked by the pool, taking 40 milligram edibles all day. Because it was fucking 420. I went to sleep because his flight was gonna land late in the evening, and it would be about midnight before he would arrive. I specifically asked him to bring coffee if he wanted to stay up and talk. I specifically asked him to bring coffee. He said, nope, let's just sleep, we'll hang out in the morning. He turned up at midnight, sober and awake, and pressured me, half asleep and on drugs, into sexual things that he and I had agreed beforehand would not happen. I repeatedly asked him if we could just sleep and talk in the morning. I was halfway through a sentence when he pushed me over and shoved his tongue in my mouth. He repeatedly tried to stick his penis in me, saying, come on, just the tip. I repeatedly pushed his penis away, saying, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube. Because I have medical conditions. One of which is idiopathic hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. It can make sex very painful for me.
This is absolutely disgusting. Daniel Green has been reading way too many sex fantasy books because he obviously doesn't know how to treat an actual human being. This is depraved, disgusting behavior.
He kept trying to shove it in me. I kept pushing his dick away, just repeating, I'm not having sex without lube, I'm not having sex without lube. Jerking off onto me, moaning about how long he'd dreamt about it. It was fucking disgusting, the shit he said. I was half asleep and on drugs. I didn't fucking want it. He told me he wanted to take me on a friendship trip. He told me he wanted to spoil me as a friend. We agreed beforehand we were just friends. He turned up at midnight and immediately went against his word. I didn't have time to fucking think.
After this happened, Naomi speaks with Daniel's partner. And I don't think the partner believed them because this is her response.
She replied and asked me for the truth. I was at the airport when I received that message. I headed home to send her the truth. By the time I got home, she had asked me to leave her alone, which I completely understood. So I respected that and I left her alone. A handful of days later, she reached out to me again to call me a vile, despicable human being. It was that message that made it very clear to me that she had been asking him for the truth, and he was still lying. There's no way in fucking hell you do that to me and then use me as a fucking scapegoat. Jesus Christ.
We were not having an affair. He was begging me for one. I talked him down from cheating multiple times. Ugh. Naomi, being an author, she has written down everything that has happened between them and sends it all to Daniel's partner.
I sent her 8 pages that I had written, because this is how I fucking deal with shit. If I have something to say with somebody, I write it down and I make them listen. This was written and read to Daniel weeks before all of this. 8 pages. 1.5 pages of this was me calling him out for the way he had been treating me for 3 years. and 6.5 pages was me calling him out for his behavior in relationships and all the shit that he had been saying and doing behind his partner's back for 2 years. I had proof that I fucking fought for her. I had proof that I fought for their relationship. I begged him to fucking talk to her for 2 fucking years. Only to have him lie to get me alone, pressure me into sexual things that he agreed wouldn't happen, and then go home and use me as a scapegoat.
Just to put this in perspective, between April 21st and May 5th, 2023, he stopped posting videos, and instead he posted this on his community notes tab. I'll be stepping away from the channel and social media due to mental health concerns. Regularly scheduled videos will be on pause. Thank you for understanding. That's after he assaulted Naomi.
She wanted the truth. He was still lying. He said she deserved to know everything, okay? He said she deserved to know everything, and by golly did I agree. In fact, I had 8 pages of proof that I had been telling him that for 2 fucking years. So I sent it to her. If he had truly told her everything, this shouldn't have made a fucking difference, but it looks like it did. And in case he is denying having ever heard this, here is the exact date and time I told him about it, the exact date and time I followed up about it, and the exact date and time we had that call.
I just wanted to say thank you, got that literal wake-up call again. It meant a lot and motivated me to restart therapy. This freaking idiot.
He thanked me for this. He thanked me on call, which I obviously don't have proof of. I unfortunately did not record our conversations. But 10 days later, completely of his own accord, he reached out to me again to thank me again for this very real wake-up call.
And then he thanked them with a cease and desist? 2 months after that?
I have proof that he heard this and that he thanked me for it. I have proof he said she deserved to know the truth. And I have proof that she asked me for the truth. Weeks after that happened, I made my video a conversation about manipulation, consent, and assault. I did not think he was keeping tabs on me. Finding out that someone who hurt you is keeping tabs on you and watching you, even though they blocked you, I kept that video fucking vague, and I did it on purpose because I didn't want to start shit. I never said it was about him, and I'm not saying that it is. What I am saying is that he said it was about him, and that he threatened to sue me if I didn't take it down within 24 hours.
To do this, and then still maintain a public wholesome image is outrageous. People are honestly completely confused. Wait, Daniel Green? The BookTuber Daniel Green? I just WTF too. I watched the video and I'm heartbroken. He started a book series on Kickstarter and had almost 300,000 pledges.
I know people are gonna ask me why I didn't say something earlier. I wasn't ready. I mean, fuck, I thought I was ready, but I get... Jesus Christ.
So in the rest of the video, Naomi speaks about their personal experiences, the emotional impacts, their PTSD, talks about their concerns about potential repercussions.
I spent a good year of my life looking over my shoulder, wondering what I could and couldn't say. Because apparently, if I talked about my life and the things that I have been through, even though, even if I never say who the fuck it was, apparently he was gonna come after me for it. Sorry, not apparently, confirmed.
Also mentioned that it happened twice, so this obviously wasn't a mistake.
He cannot say that he made a mistake and it was a one-time thing. He did it twice. Both times I repeatedly tried to talk him out of it, and both times he jerked himself off onto me. He threatened to sue me, he threatened to bury me under legal fees, he threatened to wipe me off of social media if I didn't take that video down in 24 hours.
Video's still up. None of that happened. It's all just a scare tactic. Daniel realized that there is no legal grounds to be bullying someone off the internet for making a vague video. In the last 5 minutes, Naomi has a panic attack and they can't even speak on camera, and it's a very hard watch for sure. But that's everything. Daniel Green, this person who's supposed to be a wholesome book talker, reviewing books and has sponsors like Squarespace. This sick individual is just going around with his perv mustache, enjoying his life scot-free. 2021. Some random Tumblr just accused me of rape at a time when I literally could not have been in that state. I think unless it blows up, I'm going to try and get it buried. Why are so many people accusing you of rape, Daniel?
I think his followers deserve to know what kind of a man he is. Because, as his own lawyer said, he's done a good job building a positive reputation as a medical profession. He's a liar and a cheater.
Right.
He is a vile, despicable human being, and those words come straight from the mouth of his own partner.
Right.
I don't know if they're still together. I'm not looking him up. I never want to see his face again.
Neither do I. I just thought I would help spread this message. I don't know if you're a Daniel Green fan, but if you need more context, check out Naomi's video. It's going to be linked down below. And that's about it.